of Element 13. Now, last video was just a more or less overview as to what you're going to be expecting here. I did mention, and on the next video, I'm going to actually break down my charting setup, the currency pairs I'm going to be utilizing throughout this journey, and also some important trading times. That's in the next video. All of the key levels and the in-depth technical aspects and functionalities and how we break down the market, again, I didn't mention that it is in the AstroFX course. So when I'm going through specific trades, I'm always going to try to give my best overview simply on whichever currency pair I'm trading, and throughout the entire operation from element 1 to element 13, I will be keeping an eye, okay, on my currency pairs. And when I say keeping an eye, it means I'm going to be painting a story as we go along. For those of you that know me, whether you're already an AstroFX student or simply from YouTube or social media, you know I have my specific currency pairs. All of the key levels and the foundational structural pieces, so to speak, which are already on my chart and which are already overlaid as a template, they have been embedded on my chart for quite some time. So my daily routine when waking up or wherever I'm in the world, I have programmed my mind to already have an expectation and a knowing as to where that specific currency pair has been recently, the highs of the week, the month, the quarter, the year, and so forth, because I study the same price action strategy over and over again, and many people often overcomplicate things. They think they have to come to the charts every single day, draw new lines, draw this, draw that, you know, they're really going way beyond what is actually necessary to actually make money from the market. So every single day, I'll open my trading view. All analysis is going to be done on trading view. My currency pairs are saved on trading view, so I can just, in the morning, open my laptop, click Euro USD, Euro USD pops up. I'll have two split screens. On the right hand side, I will have the 4-hour time frame where I may flip between the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, and on the left hand portion of the screen, I will have the hourly chart and, you know, the intraday structure and the levels and so forth, which again, I'm going to try to explain as much as possible and allow you to understand the insights into my mind and what I'm thinking when I'm looking at the charts. So it's quite straightforward and simple. So even if I wanted to pull up 3-4 different currency pairs for that day, I would scan through them. Okay, I would check the news beforehand. I'm 90% technical when it comes to execution and strategy, but I always want to ride around the news and ensure that there's nothing major in our way for that trading session or even that day. And I'm also mindful of, if it's a Monday perhaps, and we have some major important news, let's say on the Wednesday, I know that that particular currency pair may just consolidate. But again, we can paint a clear picture on the charts if we actually know what we're doing, how to box off consolidation, how to actually tell which market is trending on what time frame, going with an overall bias and so forth. Again, all of these technical aspects will come together as we go throughout all of the elements. Now, I've got a few notes here because this entire operation, as I said, I've done it twice before this year. I haven't recorded it. This was something that popped into my mind to see how I can actually take it to the next level. I'm always pushing myself further psychologically. And again, many of the followers and some of you guys now who have joined Element 13 actually know from my personality. So let's have a look at the structure of going forward. The next video, I'm going to actually show you the accounts, the starting balance, the MyFX book, and go into the ins and outs of the previous small challenge I did to actually challenge myself and allow people to broaden their minds when it comes down to compound interest and what can actually be achievable in the markets. Now, don't get me wrong, it was quite a risky procedure. But in the next video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you exactly why I entered some certain trades, because we have all of the statistics there to actually learn from. And, you know, I'm going to send this mission off on the next video, so just wait for that one. So we're going to do daily recordings. Now, just going into a further perspective on daily recordings, I first had in my mind I'm going to do screencast videos of every single trade save that, let's say euro is looking short, I would run over, I'm going to run over the top-down analysis, the bias. I'm going to say, okay, it's Monday, guys, but I'm also going to give you an insight. And again, because I don't want to be distracted, I want this mission to be as streamlined as possible. And what I mean by streamlined as possible, I don't need to be wasting time setting up cameras, screen recording, and so forth. So all of this is going to be done from my iPhone camera, as is this video, as was the last video, the first video on the mission. Now, I am going to give you an insight into my daily thought processes, and if it's not there and then, if I am at home in London and I am looking at the chart and I actually have time to digest what's going on, I'm at peace, you know, I've got many hours spare that morning because I do live quite a busy and hectic life and I do a lot of travel. Again, I'm keeping it as realistic as possible that, okay, if I do look at a trade, I'll do my analysis, maybe on 3 or 4 pairs, and I'll be like, okay, cool. Euro USD, for instance, blah, 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 top down, 4-hour, hourly, trending, sideways consolidation, here's an entry and here's a target projection. So I will be going through all of that. When I am going through all of that, AstroFX students and those who have done the AstroFX course and have them foundations on the charts, this is a deeper insight now. And there isn't really any new strategies, it's all the same, price action remains the same, and the workings around it. It's just that those who have that knowledge and information are going to excel far more than those who actually don't. So it's a good idea to actually get them foundations in place, whether it be the AstroFX online or whether it be the one-to-one or the group classes that we run once a month. And again, it's something that you may want to consider after going through Element 13 and actually seeing the results, because it's more relatable to you as a viewer and a trader to you know, have your head in the same channel as mine going through. So daily recordings. So for instance, hi guys, it's Monday, you know, I'm feeling really good today. I woke up early because for me, my time, briefly, I'll explain it in the next video, but I have to wake up 5:30, 6 a.m. when I'm very serious. I will say one thing though, you have to look at trading as a full-on sport. I mean, dedication is key. Distractions must be pushed to the side in this game. And as sad as it is, if you're working in a home environment, you have other commitments, responsibilities, family, and so on. You need to just ensure that you're in your space and in your lane once executing trades, because we're going to be going into intraday. We will be doing some swing trades as well as we run through the project. However, the intraday techniques are going to, how can I put this, drain some of your mental energy. And that is how it is, because you're going to have to be watching the market, well, watching me firstly, but then if you want to take all of this information on board, again, this is just for your education, this is for your experience to be enhanced. You're going to have to be sat there, placing the trade, trusting the trade, watching the news, perhaps, being aware of the news, but also you want to be monitoring throughout the day at times. And because some of these intraday moves, you know, 30, 40 pips, you're going to have to be on the ball. Even if the trade starts to go against you and it doesn't look too good, and your intuition and that gut feeling, which you do actually gain over time, says to you, now this isn't looking too good, do not stay in the trade. Fast, sharp mind. Always know that next trade is going to be around the corner. Cut a loss if it isn't looking too good, instead of taking the entire pip value as a negative trade. So that's very, very important for this challenge as well. So my other 2 challenges where I grew small accounts to large accounts, it was because of supreme mental clarity and focus. And to be honest, one of the main factors is cutting a trade when it's not looking too good. So just take that, just bear that in mind. So again, you have to be very, very sharp and on the ball throughout the day. The moment you get sloppy and lazy and you might go out partying, I'm guilty for that as well, things aren't going to go too well for you. And then just always know that you can take time off in the market. I'm going to be giving you a realistic viewpoint of how and when we should take time off, also when to withdraw funds and have some fun with the money. Now, with that being said, indicators, we don't use any indicators apart from moving averages. And again, Astro students, ones who have dealt with me before, will know the value of the moving averages. And position size is also quite important as well. So I'm starting with $1,300, and that's quite hard for somebody coming from 6-figure, 7-figure plus accounts, dropping back down because again, the ego likes to try to impress even yourself. Lack of patience as well from coming from here to here, so be aware of that. And another thing that I would like to just mention is that, guys, if you focus, okay, and you just allow yourself to flow with the market and find these setups, and my win rate is around 78%. Meaning I'll get 78, between, I would say 75 and 80 trades correct if I'm in the zone out of 100. So know that you're always going to lose some. You don't have to put your whole life on the line on one trade, because imagine this. You do a bad trade and you had a nice streak of great trades. You're feeling really good about yourself. You do one bad trade out of lack of mental organization, whatever else is going on. And then that trade doesn't go too well for you. You start, it's going against you. You may hold it, and it's not going to go too well, but you're too stubborn. It hits you out. Then you're really pissed off. And then 20 minutes later, another perfect setup comes through. But now you've dented your account so much, you're just going in circles. So all again, process of the mind. The next trade is going to be around the corner, slowly and steadily. Gradually build up, and it all comes down to like risk appetite as well. I can afford to lose this money, and I started with $1,300 to go with the Element 13 theme, but also to relate to those who are actually viewing this video right now and are eager to get started on this journey and actually see this live journal and put in the work to see what they can learn. So with the daily recordings, every trade, again, if I have the time, I will say here, I'm going to pull it on MetaTrader 4. I don't analyze off MT4, I analyze from my tabs, as you will see on the next video. But also, I will pull up the MT4, full transparency. Sometimes I'll be trading actually on my phone, so on my phone here, like buy, sell, euro, whatever it may be. But if I'm there, I'll do it. I'll stop the video on my phone, airdrop it to my laptop, we'll edit it, and then we'll do the aftershot as well. On the contrary, what may also happen is I might be out and about, I might be busy, something might happen. I've done 4 trades, I haven't recorded the before shots. I'll show you the trades that I've done, the entries, and so on, to try to provide that transparency, but also to educate you on where I entered, why I may have took profit, why I may have took a loss, why I may have closed early, and so on. So hopefully, again, this hasn't really been done before, so I'm trying to, after months of planning, I'm trying to go with the flow and make it as natural, streamlined, and realistic as possible. So just bear that in mind too. So element 13, there's 13 major elements. The number 13 represents the number of completion. I want to complete the trader's dream of turning a small account into a large account. The compound interest dream, it was certainly my dream when I was first starting trading. Had a compound interest calculator, and if I made X amount per day, and I'll get to 10 million in 6 months and so on. And it can be done. It can actually be done. And now I want to challenge myself and take myself to the next level whilst also taking other people to the next level, to actually show them that the foreign exchange market is not a scam. Okay, brokers are not scams. I'm going to cover some great broker information on the next video before we get started. It's all down to human psychology, persistence, behavior, price action, knowing what's right, knowing how the market works and the timings of it, and knowing when to actually stop trading, have a break, come back, refresh your mind, and enjoy the fruits of your hard work in the market. So I'm currently in the Maldives. I'm going to Dubai tomorrow to shoot some more content. And again, you're going to be following my travel journey too. So when you're following my travel journey, just know that sometimes you just need to take some money out of the market, enjoy yourself, come back more motivated. Trading and traveling is quite a hard one because of the different time zones. I'm very, very saturated in the London time zone. Whereas I have my routine, even by being out 4 or 5 hours, it kind of knocks me off a little bit, and I lose confidence because of the timings I'm used to. I'm not really, in that zone, but that's just because of my experience. So me being out of my time zone by just a few hours can knock me off, knock my confidence, and also you want to enjoy being away. So again, I'm going to try to keep it as realistic. You see many people on social media, trade to travel, this, that. It's fucking hard, and I'm going to try to expose how hard it actually is and give you the real reality of it. as we go along in the journey. Nobody wants to be stuck at a laptop, but when you put in the work in Forex and from the ground up, you are going to have to be at the laptop. You are going to have to. You are going to have to be studying your absolute arse off on the charts. But now, again, I love Forex. Even when I have a loss, I'll brush it off. We're going to go for all of these psychology elements. I'll probably do one more video just before we get started, actually, or maybe halfway through the first element. I'm going to sit down and give you some psychology tips on how to actually handle losses, whether it may be a string of losses. We'll see how the process goes on the first element, but again, I want to reiterate that skill set overweighs a losing streak, and it gives you the confidence to continue and carry on. We kind of want to be neutral throughout the wins and the losses. But again, as we do move on as a trader, you want to also minimize your screen time, because that's the goal, right? The freedom aspect. We're going to be going into many variations of freedom, and I'm going to be giving you many of my own personal live talks and experiences, as well as the other guys on the team on some of these videos as well, to share as many valuable insights as possible with you guys. So let's get on to the next video, where I'm now going to pull up, I'm going to share my screen, I'm going to show you some inner workings of the analysis. Just give maybe a quick breakdown on one of the pairs just to get you familiarized. I'll also go into the 5K challenge and the other MyFXBot link, and I'll show you the new account which we are going to be running forward now. And also I will be going into some broker talk, which broker I'm using, why I'm using it, and something that happened on the last 5K challenge which gave me some valuable insights into the workings of the financial system. So hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit long, but let's move on to the next one. And yeah, take notes guys, take notes. Thank you.